Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Normieville. Before we get started, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and that notification bell. I really appreciate it. The latest person to speak out against the Kyrie Irving situation, his promotion of this anti-Semitic video, is none other than the NBA Players Association president, CJ McCollum. Now, he's the newest president of the NBA Players Association, and along with LeBron James, Adam Silver, Joe Tsai, and everybody else has come to speak out against him. Now we have the Players Association throwing their disgust in the hat for Kyrie Irving. So let's read this article here. It comes from the NBA News, the NBA.com. And it reads, National Basketball Players Association President C.J. McCollum denounces anti-Semitism, sees learning experience for players. All right, so let's read here and see what C.J. McCollum had to say about this situation and the NBA as a whole. It says here, in Atlanta, while the National Basketball Players Association did not contest the punishment, of course not, imposed on Kyrie Irving by the Brooklyn Nets, its president denounced anti-Semitism Saturday and called Kyrie Irving involvement, quote-unquote, unfortunate. That was the first official response by Pelicans guard C.J. McCollum regarding a blistering week in which Irving, a players' union vice president, read that again, Irving, a players' union vice president, used social media to post a link to a movie with messages that are negative to the Jewish community and waited 6 combative days before finally issuing an apology. Irving is serving a team-imposed suspension for at least 5 games and reportedly comes with a series of conditions to meet ahead of a potential return. I outlined those in my last video. If not, go check it out. Among other things, Irving must reportedly agree to sensitivity training, discuss situation with Jewish leaders, and it all must meet the satisfaction of the Nets owner Joe Tsai, who will confer with Irving and then either add to his suspension, or lift it. Now here we go. McCollum said he and union members have spent the last few days in discussions with league officials and others to move forward and figure out the situation. He called those talks productive. McCollum added, we specifically condemn anti-Semitism in any form. We believe in promoting equality, diversity, and inclusion. The important thing is to learn about the situation is you have a platform. You have to be careful how you use it. Use this as a learning experience for all of us as players. You have to be careful about what you post, and you have to know exactly what it is, and you need to research and educate yourself in all religions and all backgrounds, all races, so that you are comfortable speaking to that. And of course, he's talking about the video that Kyrie Irving posted. And in regards to that, he's saying that, of course, you have to be knowledgeable on what you're posting. You're an athlete. You have to use your platform diligently, and you have to know what you're talking about. To put it in layman's terms, the union is in a precarious situation with Irving. By definitions, sports unions are created to support its members, especially in situations where fines and/or punishment are levied by teams or league. In this case, the players' union hasn't used that muscle. And of course they won't, because if they do, they would be seen in defense of Irving, which would make them another enemy to the powers that be. We're not his employer, McCollum said. We're not his business partner. We're not Nike. We are in a position as a union to look out for players for ways to better educate them, which they have not done with Kyrie Irving, to help them when they get into these types of situations. People have this different perception of how we're supposed to react and behave. Yeah. Like I said, this is a union, right? So they're supposed to look out for their members. In any union you have in any part of America or the world, the union is supposed to look out for its employees. Of course, in this particular situation, that is not possible because of the situation, as you already know. Let's read a little bit more. Also, the NBA players by and large have been noticeably silent regarding Kyrie Irving, and criticism of him seems mostly muted, though LeBron James and Jewish forward I'm sorry, I don't want to say that because I don't want to mispronounce it, have publicly and forcefully commented. This is directly opposite of the harsh and in most cases instant reaction from players regarding Suns owner Robert Sarver and former Clippers owner Donald Sterling for using racially inflamed language. Sterling sold the team under pressure while Sarver announced his intention to sell the Suns 2 months ago. Regarding that imbalance, McCollum said, "I can't speak to players' reactions. I don't have an answer for you." He did add, quote, "I didn't release a statement about Robert Sarver until it was finalized. I had a conversation behind the scenes the same way as I am now. I'm speaking to people in power and speaking to the league. This is an ongoing situation that has yet to be resolved, so I don't feel comfortable speaking about certain things yet." Now, I won't read the rest of this, but to put it in layman's terms, or to put it in terms that most of you people out there can understand, you normies, the NBA is comprised of mostly African-American players, okay? Now, in a situation with, of course, like Robert Sarver or Donald Sterling, they were speaking ill of the black community, in which that enraged a lot of players in the NBA because, of course, they're obviously black. In this case, there is a black player that is facing consequences of another race. And in my opinion, because of that, naturally, a lot of them aren't speaking about it because I bet if you ask them honestly and put them in a room where they could anonymously speak, they would probably have an opinion that is opposite of the mainstream media right now, what they're pushing, okay? And so a lot of them haven't spoken, or they just kept quiet. And of course, LeBron James had to speak because he's the face of the NBA. Of course, McCollum had to speak because he's the president of the Players Association. So those people have to speak. And of course, the Jewish community, people that are Jewish in the NBA, are going to speak against it because obviously they're Jewish. And what Kyrie Irving did was seen as promoting this anti-Semitic movie. So they're going to speak ill of Kyrie Irving, obviously, right? So more people are going to speak out against Kyrie Irving until he finishes all of those 6, 7, 8 steps he has to go through to get back to the NBA if he so chooses. A lot of people are going to continue to speak out against him. Of course, the NBA has ESPN, Fox Sports. Pretty much everybody that has anything to do with the NBA has spoken out against Kyrie and pretty much have publicly put him on an island right now to where he's not going to be able to return to the people until he goes through this apology tour and takes all these hoops he jumps through all these hoops that he has to jump through that I outlined in my last video in order to get back to the people. All right. So again, I'm done with it. That's what he's got to do. CJ McCollum said what he had to say. Of course, he has to because he's the face of the Players Association, so he had to speak out against it. And then there it is. I mean, there's going to be more to come out about Kyrie, and when F does, as it will, I'll speak on it, all right? So again, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. This is Normieville talking to all you normies out there about what's going on in the world. And yeah, that's the wrap up. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.